Javon, you used to be like that. Good evening.
Good evening.
How's everyone doing today?
Good.
I have a topic that I'm going to talk about today, and we're going to talk about two percentages in this topic, and I hope it bless you as well as it's blessed me. The 21st century crisis when it comes to family. I want to talk about the percentage first of 70% of juveniles grow up in institutions because there's not a dad in the home. I want to elaborate on that a little bit. With me being a father of 9 children and me and my wife growing and raising them together, I think it's very important for a father to be in the house when it comes to raising children, because the father is the person that sets the example, sets the order for the home, and also actually puts things into place to actually lead the family in the direction that they need to go. That 70% of people that are in institutions because they have no dad in the home is a percentage that is very high. It's a percentage that really needs to go down because of society, and I think that society needs to understand and realize that if there's a dad in the home, it kind of brings the home to a complete fruition of where it needs to be when it comes to a father leading the family and the mother being in the mother's place. I think that us as fathers need to understand the importance of, once we make children, we are to be there to father those children, not to impregnate the woman and then kind of leave the woman to raise the child by themselves. The father has to realize that if you were mature enough and adult enough to lay down with that woman, you should be man enough to step up to the plate and be able to stay in the situation no matter what you and the woman or the person is going through, so that you can actually be able to be there to help her raise the children. Now, especially when it comes to young men. Young men need their fathers in the home because their fathers show them what it is to provide, show them what it is to go out and work and pray with their families, and also show them what it looks like for them to be in relationship with a woman. I think we as fathers need to own up to us being men, actually putting things into place to show not only the boys but the girls what it is to have a father in the home, what it looks like when a father loves a wife. And most women or young girls see their fathers, if they see their fathers loving their mothers, they also will be able to experience that when it comes to them having a young man or an associate in their lives. So I think that that's very important when it comes to fathers being in the homes. That 70% would be able to go down if we stay in the homes like we're supposed to, fathers. That's the first piece of my presentation. 80% of adolescents are in hospitals and they come from broken homes too. I think that a lot of times when it comes to the psychiatric piece of it, a lot of psychiatric homes would not have children or even teenagers in there if 2 parents were in the home. I think that that's a very important piece that all of us need to understand and realize, that a father plays a very important part when it comes to children in the home. When there's only one parent in the home, meaning a mother raising boys or girls, then it kind of leaves all of the responsibility on the mother. But when you have a father and a mother in the home, it kind of balances it out. The mother finds out what her role is, which is a nurturer. The father knows what his role is to provide and to make sure that he covers his family, whether it be prayer, whether it be him just going out and providing a roof over their head, food on the table, and things of that sort. When a father does that, that kind of takes all of these percentages to 70 and 80% out of the way when it comes to percentages. I think that not only us in the church, but outside the church, men need to realize that that's a very important piece to the society coming back to be a society that God ordained before the foundations of this world. I think that we as a society need to understand that when people see family, they see us being a representation of what it looks like to be a strong family. When people see family, they also kind of, especially if they are in the family themselves, they kind of wish that they could have a family like they see. Sometimes you compare different things. You're a child that has just a mother raising, and then you see a family over here with a mother and a father. You kind of be like, I wish I had what Kira had. I wish I had what Marissa has, or Kylie has. So when we see that, you can kind of balance those things out is really what you try to do. Is there anyone that has a question that they might want to ask about those percentages that I just threw out there on the 70 and 80% when it comes to the teens? Yes. No one has a question? So let me say this here, since no one has a question. That kind of shocks me that this 70 and 80% of adolescents in society are, most of them are fatherless when it comes to home, being children fatherless in the homes. I'm going to say this in closing. If us as society realize that that percentage is, anytime it's over 50%, that's high. We had 70 and 80%, so that means 70% of the teens that's in institutions are because they did not have a father in the home. 80% of adolescent people who are in psychiatric hospitals are because there was not a father in the home. So we now have to change that number and flip-flop that from the 70 and 80% on the negative side and now bring that back to the positive side. So I think that if us as a society and us as a church not only work on it ourselves, but begin to pray, God can turn those numbers around to where they're to the positive and not the negative, because that's why you have a lot of young boys going and joining gangs, because I can almost guarantee you, if you go into most of those homes, most of those young boys are in the home with just a parent, and the mother is the one who's raising them. That's why they usually gravitate towards gangs and towards getting into trouble and things that don't even really they need to be involved in. Also, I can almost guarantee you that if you go into homes where mothers are raising daughters by themselves, most of those daughters are kind of migrating toward young men who are giving them the love that they really need from their father. They're getting from young men who they think that are really loving them, but they're not. So I thank you guys for y'all sitting and actually allowing me to present this to you. It was very enlightening to me, and I hope you guys got something for it. Thank you for your time. Y'all have a great evening.